Hello, everyone. For those that don't know me, my name is Jennifer. I go by Jen, and I'm just coming to give more of a verbal explanation of me and my life and everything that I've faced and gone through. Again, I'm calling this cerebral palsy exposed because actually I've gone a life much like a lot of people with any kind of disability. They usually go around hiding it, and they don't expose it at all. It's gone away, and really I don't like to give glory to it or weight to it and talk about it because I am free in the name of Jesus. But I do understand the importance of showing the reality so y'all can understand when you see the rest of my testimony and see what I can do, that I am weak and it is obviously God's strength working through me. So I guess I'm going to start by explaining and showing how cerebral palsy affects me. Now, I have cerebral palsy on the right side of my body. If you know anything about cerebral palsy, it's a nervous condition that affects the nerves. It starts in the brain. It's cerebral. And anybody can have it anywhere, like the right side, the whole left side. You can have your whole top half, your whole bottom half, all over. Even though it's in my right side, I still get jitters every now and then on the left side. And, basically, it does start in my face. I have spasms in my face as I talk often, and then my lip will do the Elvis Presley thing, which actually, unfortunately, is what I hate the most. I've always hated my smile. I don't have that perfect smile. I have, it's a cricket smile but anyways, and then on down to my arm is actually where I have the most spasms at. Now my spasms can go back and forth depending on how much pressure I'm under, or depending on the anxiety that's building around and my nervousness going up. My hand is actually the part that I can use the least. The fingers are out of control. I can't really do a thumbs up. I can pull my thumb up and hold it for just a little while, but it'll end up going right back down. Excuse me. And also, like I said, the other arm has the spasms, and on down to the leg, it jerks every once in a while. It doesn't have constant spasms so much of the other side of my body, but it does curve in when I walk. It curves in, so it appears to be like I'm bow-legged, which is the main thing that I was called as I was growing up by kids. But no, I'm not bow-legged. It is a lack of control. See, whenever I was born, my mom's placenta broke from her wall, and it caused hemorrhaging around. I tumbled. My umbilical cord wrapped around my throat, and I came out and I was dead. And they brought me back, and because of the brain damage, the left side of my brain was damaged, which made I'm not able to control the right side of my body. And then, and all this happened actually due to the fact that my mother was not, the greatest mother in the world. She did decide to be, it was the 80s back then. And she did decide to use, and she lived the lifestyle that she lived all the way actually up to, even still till now. She's not such a smoker, but she still is a major drinker. She's really never been set free, so please y'all pray for her. But I did grow up home to home as a child coming up, and then I eventually, by the time a teenager came along, I did go into being homeless around the age of 16 and a half 16 years old to about 17 and a half. I started being able to do little door-to-door job sellings and pay for motels. I went from motels to turning 18, getting my own apartment, to getting into my own house, and but anyways, back to my cerebral palsy. I'm sorry. What I wanted to speak about that though is that even the amount of cerebral palsy that you see that's on me now, whenever I do start to dance or whenever I do write in a letter or in a poem, everything comes out clear. There's no more disability coming against me. Even when I dance, there's no more physical disability coming against me. I am set free whenever I release myself to the spirit, and so I love that, and that's why I live in that. And I want to say that we get to take authority over our bodies. What you see right now and how bad off I am, you might think, well, she's not that bad off. She doesn't have that bad of a case. But when I was born, and even not too long ago when I got hit by a car a couple of years back, doctors said again, I will never walk again because it broke my left leg, my good leg. But even at birth, doctors said I wouldn't never be able to walk. My mom was very persistent. She kept it in my brain that you can do anything. You can do anything. You can do anything your sister can do. If your sister can do it, you can do it. And can't was not allowed in my vocabulary along with hate. I was never allowed to say hate. And you know, that instilled in me. So even though she was the woman that she was and lived the lifestyle that she lived, she still always came back to me and told me she loved me, and she was always reminding me that I can do all things. And she didn't necessarily herself take me to church, but I went to church with, I was just always trying to go and look and find church a lot my life growing up, and I knew there was an answer there. And so, you know, we don't stay in the right of we don't settle with this is a disability that we have, and we actually have to decide to say no. We're taking authority over our own body, and we are not going to let it happen. We're not going to let it go that way. And I remember as a child, actually, I mean, I had to work. My hand wouldn't open at all, and I would try to tell my mind to open my hand. I remember being about 4 or 5 years old, and my mom working with me, and finally I would open my hand, but with my mouth I would literally go. I know, again, I'm literally embarrassing myself for y'all to really just show y'all exactly how this happened. And my mom had to teach me how not to open my mouth while I opened up my hand. So I had to, but it was hard. And then finally I did. I learned how to open my hand without opening my mouth. And again, also, like I said, not walking until 4 years old. I mean, y'all know that we all walk at 1 year old. And I always make a joke about it because I was born in Connecticut, but they moved me here to Texas. About 1 week later, I started walking. Literally, it was just a coincidence. But I always say, "Yep, I wouldn't walk until my feet, you know, hit Texas." But anyways, yeah, I didn't walk until I was 4 years old. And again, I was in leg braces. That took therapy. That took a while. Everything took work. And I really truly believe that if I had the kind of mother that was like, no, she's disabled. I need to protect her. She's not allowed to do this. She can't do that. Shelter her. I really feel like I would have stayed in that disability, and it would have stayed where it was at. And I'm not saying any of this to condemn or to make anybody feel bad if their disability is any kind of worse, but just to show encouragement that we do have control, we do have a say so, and even whenever we can't, even when we can't, just keep saying I can, and before you know it, you get stronger. God's strength comes in when we are weak, and just, you know, He is everything, and I don't know, I think that's about all I wanted to share. Again, you can go read all my poems and really get, I've noticed that my poem Liberty is one of the least poem that was read, and that's actually the most powerful poem that is in there, and y'all are missing out. And like, I'm not trying to say that in any kind of prideful of me. Like, even me, I receive from it when I go back and read it, and it was just, all those poems are written in all the hardest points of my life, of struggles that I was going through, and the words came out, in such pain, but then became such victory that they give so much inspiration. And then again, my words and my art and everything I felt towards God just turned into the praise and dance. And I give all thanks for the gospel of grace. By the way, I watch Joseph Prince. I completely promote him. All the grace speakers. I mean, learning grace and being set free. I was raised pretty much a Pharisee. I mean, if you're not familiar with that, they were the ones in the Bible that was pretty much the religious people that were going against Jesus. I was so much into following the 10 commandments and being perfect and judging myself so much, not necessarily judging others, that I was just under that bondage of that law and not realizing it. It wasn't until I learned that grace set me free and that God is my dad, that I don't have to earn my way towards Him. I don't have to earn my salvation. I don't have to earn even His goodness, that He is good no matter what, and how Jesus Christ is the finished work on the cross. It was that really, really set me free. And that is a whole nother talk of its own. Again, I could talk forever. But I really want you involved. I mean, if you want to go ahead and give me a song request and ask me to dance to, I have another friend that's on this walk with me. She would love to join and get in. And me and her can come together. We get great revelation together. We can answer questions that maybe have been bugging at you. If you want prayer. Again, if you want to submit a song. Just anything. I really think unity is so important for all of us to join. So please just give your input and join in. Thank you so much, and God bless.